When Hurricane Ida hit, a lot of people didn't evacuate because they didn't want to leave their pets behind. For others, it was a different story. Now some veterinarians are noticing some common problems in pets that are being brought into their practices. Joining us now via Zoom is Dr. Mark Cousins with the cat practice with more on that. And first of all, a lot of times people think that they could leave a cat behind because cats can kind of fend for themselves. Was that a problem you're seeing?
Well, that's a bad idea, Eric. And to be honest with you, we're seeing most of the time people are bending over backwards to make their cat's evacuation much more comfortable and easier for them.
And what are some of the problems that you're seeing? Because you just reopened the other day, you just finally got power. What are some of the problems people are seeing with cats that have made it through the storm, or they stayed here, or I don't know, what kind of problems you're seeing?
Well, basically it comes down to two groups: psychological and physical or medical problems. Psychologically, these cats sometimes have a rough time with evacuation, the car rides, being in different places, different smells, different people, different things that they hear. And these guys will act differently. They'll hide under beds, they'll become aggressive, they'll vocalize. And these are big stressors for a lot of cats. Physically, we mainly see problems or medical conditions in two areas, either in the urinary tract, or perhaps when it gets even worse and the stress gets even more intense, we can see problems in the liver areas of cats, where they will shut down, they'll stop eating, they'll become jaundiced. And we saw a lot of that after Katrina, called fatty liver disease in the cat. So, they can definitely be affected by all of this, all the stress and all the problems that we go through with evacuation.
And now what about for people who did not evacuate? A lot of people, had problems. Their power was out. The cats may have gotten out, or they're just in that heat all the time.
Heat, Eric, boy, heat is big in these homes that didn't have air conditioning. People who didn't have air conditioning keep their homes comfortable. Cats, although they are desert animals, they can stand a fairly good heat stress. Still, the climatic conditions we face down here were extreme. Those cats need to be out of those environments. Those cats need to be in an area and an environment where they can get a little bit cooler temperatures and have access to fresh water and food. I think it's really important, Eric, and I want to stress this: we're still 6 or 8 weeks out of the end of hurricane season. You need to be prepared for your cat and your dog to, when you make your evacuation, have your supplies that you need, the foods if they're on special foods, medications if they're on medications, heartworm prevention. All of these things are still important because we still have 8 more weeks of this problem, of this hurricane season going on. And that was some of the biggest phone calls that we received here at the cat practice while people evacuated. I need more meds, I need more food. So please make sure you have enough to last for a trip out of town should that happen.
And what about areas that saw some flooding and stuff like that? There's an increase of mosquitoes. I don't know, do fleas thrive in that? I just don't know.
Well, fleas thrive, but certainly the big concern, of course, is heartworms from mosquitoes. That heartworms are transmitted by mosquitoes, and all the amount of standing water that we have here because of all the problems, the drainage problems that we're suffering right now, are going to breed mosquitoes. And so that's going to be a problem coming up on down the road. It's going to be very important that our pets in Southeast Louisiana be on some sort of heartworm prevention. And I'm not just talking about dogs, I'm talking about cats as well. Both species need to be on heartworm prevention because our mosquito population is going to bloom in the upcoming weeks and months.
All right, Mark, and people are concerned about their pets. And you were saying, we interviewed you a while back, you said cats and dogs do suffer from some psychological problems.
They do suffer for it. This evacuation is just as hard on them as it is on you. But I want to make another point, Eric. Look how much we depend on our pets for comfort, for solace, for love. Just as much as they depend on us, and they do, we depend on them to help us get through these really trying times. Take care of your pets. Call your veterinarians if you have questions.
Dr. Mark Cousins with the cat practice, thank you very much.
Thank you, Eric.